You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White sports fans, we're going to be talking about LeBron James and Isaiah Stewart yet again. Now, we all know what went down. I just dropped my video about Stephen A. Smith calling for LeBron James to be suspended, but he also felt that that Isaiah Stewart actually shared more blame in this whole thing, even though LeBron James is the one that elbowed him in the head and caused a huge gash over his eye. Blood was everywhere. Isaiah Stewart was very, very upset. He was trying to get after one LeBron James. Now, it seems like Stephen A. Smith must be a prophet now, because the NBA has now handed down punishment for the quote-unquote brawl that happened last night. So let's go over here to ESPN and dive into this. NBA suspends LeBron James 1 game, Isaiah Stewart 2 games for involvement in Sunday's altercation. Now, I believe that they should at least, get the same amount of games. If anybody should have got more games, it should be LeBron James, because he started this whole thing. But you know what? I guess the NBA decided to check with China, and China told them, let LeBron sit down for 2 games, 1 game, and let Isaiah Stewart sit for 2 games. So I'm pretty sure that was a China call right there. But anyway, it says here, Los Angeles Lakers superstar LeBron James has been suspended 1 game for recklessly hitting Detroit Pistons center Isaiah Stewart in the face during the altercation in Sunday's game, the NBA announced on Monday. Stewart has been suspended 2 games for escalating an on-court altercation by repeatedly and aggressively pursuing James. The hit occurred while both players were jostling for rebounding position early in the third quarter. It led to a stoppage in action while Stewart, with blood streaming down his face, which is an understatement, man. That was a complete bloodbath, had to be held back multiple times by Detroit personnel as he tried to confront James. Stewart was initially whistled for a loose ball foul on the play. How in the world was he issued a loose ball foul? He's the one that got hit. Following an official review, James was assessed a flagrant 2 foul and ejected, while Stewart was assessed 2 technical fouls and ejected. James will serve his suspension on Tuesday when the Lakers visit the New York Knicks and Madison Square Garden. Stewart will miss Detroit's games against the Miami Heat on Tuesday and the Milwaukee Bucks on Wednesday. So there you have it, guys. LeBron James only gets 1 game, being the aggressor in this situation. He caused the whole thing, but Isaiah Stewart gets 2 games. So do you guys actually think that this is fair, that LeBron James only gets 1 game and Isaiah Stewart gets 2 games? I believe that they should have both got equal amounts, and if anybody should have got more games, it should have been LeBron James for starting the whole thing. It was his fault. He elbowed the man, and then he backhanded him across the eye, and blood was everywhere. Now, I do believe, though, that if Isaiah Stewart didn't go berserk, he probably wouldn't have got technical fouls anyway, because LeBron James is in the wrong. I mean, but they blew the whistle on him. They called him for a foul. I don't see how they did that. I really don't. So maybe Isaiah Stewart was upset about being called for a foul when he's the one with blood all over his body. I mean, the blood was everywhere. It was all over his jersey and everything like that. So that's probably why he was really hot, in addition to, getting knocked upside the head. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White sports fans. LeBron James out for 1 game. Isaiah Stewart out for 2 games. I don't like what the NBA did with this, but it is what it is. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.